Today, we're diving into a really beautiful personal story. And you know what? It's got this surprisingly powerful lesson about leadership hidden right inside. It all kicks off with one little girl's simple wish. So, how can a box of fireworks teach you anything about being a leader? I mean, seriously, right? It sounds kind of out there. But as you'll see, sometimes the biggest, most profound lessons come from the places you least expect. Okay, so for the person who shared this story, Chiranjeevi Pannem, the festival of Diwali has always been about something really specific. It's about gratitude, making wishes, and the quiet, peaceful glow of diyas, those little lamps. It was a very deliberate choice, you know? A whole family tradition built on this idea of calmness over chaos. And get this number really puts it into perspective. For 6 years straight, he spent just 150 to 200 rupees on crackers. That's it. The focus was super clear. It was all about the light, not the noise. That was his thing, his established way, his core value. But you know how it is, traditions and even leadership styles eventually run into new ways of thinking. And this year, that challenge showed up as his 4-year-old daughter, Chinmayi. Her world was just exploding with curiosity. And boom, there it is, the gentle challenge. She's seeing all these amazing celebrations happening around her, and she just asks for the very things he's always tried to avoid, the noise, the big show. It's so simple and innocent, but it's coming from a totally different world, a totally different point of view. So you can just feel the conflict here, right? On one side, you've got his tradition, diyas, calmness. And on the other, his daughter's wish, dynamite, chaos. So what's a dad to do? Well, he took a step back, and he realized something huge. This wasn't about his tradition anymore. This was her first real Diwali, her moment to discover it all for herself. So what he did was, he leaned in, he totally embraced her point of view, and let her pick out whatever she wanted. And that night, they're standing on the terrace, hand in hand, and he didn't just give in, you know? He was with her, seeing it all through her eyes as those rockets just lit up the sky. Okay, so later that night, he asks her, "So, what did you think?" And her answer is, "It's just the best." With this little mischievous grin, she's like, "Dad, next time, let's put the whole sky on fire." She doesn't just want more, she wants 100 rockets. Just one taste of it was enough to spark this massive new vision in her head. And that right there is the big aha moment, the real lesson. It was never really about the fireworks. It was about realizing that great leadership isn't about forcing your way, your traditions onto other people. It's about making space for them, empowering them to find their own way to feel that light. Okay, so let's actually unpack this a bit, because what we just heard isn't just a sweet story. It's actually a perfect formula for how to share wisdom. Seriously, any leader, any parent, any mentor, you can use this. And the structure is so simple, it's brilliant. First, step 1, you set up a personal value. For him, it was calmness over chaos. Then, step 2, you bring in a gentle challenge, his daughter's wish. Step 3 is the key. You have to share the experience with them. And all of that leads to step 4, revealing that big insight, that every generation gets to find its own way. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? I mean, think about it. If he'd just given her a lecture about why a quiet Diwali is better, she wouldn't have heard a word. The lesson would have been totally lost. But because they shared that experience, he learned something huge himself. And he created this amazing memory that teaches something so much deeper about empathy and, yeah, about leadership. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Can you think of a time when you had to put your own way of doing things, your own tradition, on the back burner for someone else? What's a small story from your life that's hiding a really big lesson, just waiting for you to share it? Hey, if this story hit home for you, you should definitely follow the author Chiranjeevi Pannem for more of these honest leadership stories. Go ahead and reshare this to pass the lesson along, and make sure you tap that bell so you don't miss our next explainer. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.